What's good, everybody? Let's talk about these contracts. That's the latest and greatest, right? Everybody else talking about them. I might as well put my 2 cents, 1 cent in. So, what do I think? And you know what? I'm going to get real in depth tomorrow on the episode of the Canham Connection with Ryan Espy and myself. That'll be my soapbox. So tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central Time on Ryan Espy's channel. But what do I think? So I always thought that, and we'll go back to the original contracts back in the UAL, right? If you sign a contract and made that athlete felt like, wow, organization wants me to sign with them, you felt good about yourself. You felt like, they want what I have to offer and this, that, and the other, right? And my dogs are barking, never mind that. And, you felt good, then that kind of took a dive, and then WAL came about. It was tournament format at first, and then they went to the super match format. Then contracts were signed, and once again, you felt, exclusive to that. You felt like, okay, well, if all I can do is focus on this particular organization, right, then I'm good. I don't have to worry about pulling another tournament, Now we're at this point. We got rid of them, and I'll say this about WAL, and this is where I'm going to get hate for this. Maybe COVID was a good thing that came about as far as arm wrestling for multiple reasons. COVID shut a whole bunch of things down, which meant, hey, we're going to do this for the sport now, which, it blossomed. We had this big influx of pullers and tournament stuff like that. That was a good thing. Now, what I mean by this, and you'll hear me talk about this tomorrow, before COVID took over, if you notice that, as far as WAL, I got friends who compete in that organization. This is not a shot at them. Let me say it again, because I don't want nobody twisting my words as some trolls like to. This is not, N-O-T, not a dig at them. But after a while, you got to realize that you can only recycle the same matches over and over for so long, right? I mean, how often are you going to see certain guys face off over and over and over again, And, you want some fresh people in there. And some people like that and think, you know what do I have to do to compete in that? Not so much me, but just guys in general. What do I need to do to compete on that kind of stage? It was kind of, to the point where you couldn't do that, right? Okay, got rid of the contracts. This is what we're doing now. King of the table, East versus West, cool. Arm Wars had a reboot. That's awesome now. Arm Gods was born. Monster Factory was born. So here's the thing. When you have all these different organizations, what it does is give every kind of athlete some kind of opportunity, right? Because I tell you what, as far as the elite goes, yeah, that's East versus West. That's King of the table, right? But all the other organizations can pick who they want. Now, as far as the question at hand, contracts, is it good, is it bad? Honestly, and I've thought about this the last couple of days and go, I really don't care. And I say that because 1 minute I was like, oh yeah, they should go ahead and get the contracts, get that money, get it while you can. Then I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't, because then it's like, okay, as a fan, we want to see certain people match up, but you can't because of, these contracts and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, it doesn't really matter, because there's so much going on in this sport. Are you upset because you can't see different matchups? Or are you upset because, maybe that takes away some people's opportunity to be on those cards? I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. Now, let's be real. I'm going to give you an example. I might use this example tomorrow. So, let's just say your East versus West champion will either be Devin, heavyweight champion, will either be Devin, or it'll be, Gasparini, okay? We all know the winner of that match will be the guy in East versus West. However, on the other side, the guy for King of the Table is Levon, okay? So, it's that age-old question, WWE, WCW, whatever. And here's the thing. No matter what the outcome is of the Devin match versus Gasparini, they still take a back seat to the guy over here at King of the Table because Levon has beaten both of them. So, and I was talking to some of my teammates about this in our group chat. I said, look, here's the thing, guys. There's pros and cons in having the #1 guy in a certain promotion, and then they go head to head, right? The good thing is that, hey, it brings in the buildup, right? Let's just say if Devin never pulled Levon up until this point, and Devin was the guy, he happens to beat Gasparini, Devin is the guy. He's the East vs. West champion. And all of a sudden you got the Levon guys over there from Georgia and in that faction. Hey, he's the guy, king of the table, and they happen to meet, you know? The buildup is awesome. As fans, it's awesome. Bottom line is, and the reality is, somebody has to lose. And whoever takes that loss, then what promoter wants to deal with that, right? Does that mean that that particular person who lost the match, does it make him weak? No, it does not, in my opinion. Does it, you know, put shade on that particular promotion that their #1 guy lost that match? Promoters don't want to see that. Honestly, that's just my opinion. You know, I could be wrong, but they don't want to see that. They want to see their guy reign supreme over everybody else's. Of course, every promoter wants that. But at the same time, you got to look at the other side of the coin. If I lose this, you know, does that take away from my promotion? Does that take away that, hey, we're the weaker promotion in comparison? You know, so I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what everybody thinks, what everybody wants, you know. Honestly, it doesn't affect me one way or the other. Yes, I would love to see matches. I would love to see Levon and Jerry at some point. Are we going to see it? I don't know, because Levon has never stepped foot at East vs. West as a competitor. Dennis has never set foot at East vs. West as a competitor, although I hear he will become East vs. West number 10. But my whole point is that if you do this kind of stuff, what's the fallout? Are you going to regurgitate again the same old guys off and on, you know, for matches that we all seen over and over like WL did? But the one thing that East vs. West kind of set themselves aside is that they had qualifiers. King of the Table doesn't do that. It's like, we're going to have our select few and we're going to have 3 to 4 matches and that's it. Well, lately it's been 3 matches, the last couple cards. But either or, you know, what do you guys think? Leave a comment. Make sure it's positive. Don't be a weirdo, right? But that's just my take. I'm going to have a lot more to say about that. I'm sure guys will chime in on that. Remember, check us out tomorrow. Can-Am Connection, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central Time. Feel free to say something. Enjoy your day.